Today, let's talk about Hera, one of the 12 Olympian gods and goddesses in ancient Greek mythology. Hera was a significant figure in the Greek pantheon and had a prominent role among the Olympian deities. Hera, often referred to as the Queen of the Gods, was the sister and wife of Zeus, the king of the gods. She held a special place as the goddess of marriage and family. Her main responsibilities included overseeing weddings and protecting married couples. People would often pray to her for blessings on their marriages. Her name in ancient Greek means she's like a noble lady or a really important woman. Some poets described her as gold-shod Hera because she's like a queen with golden shoes. In the stories of Homer, she's often called the white-armed goddess Hera or the ox-eyed queen of heaven. They say she's incredibly beautiful, sits on a golden throne, and has eyes that can see everything. She's got arms as white as lilies and gorgeous hair under her crown. These descriptions show how special she was to the people who worshipped her. Hera's typical symbols included a scepter and crown. She often appeared in a regal manner, dressed in battle attire, wearing a crown adorned with flowers and foliage, symbolizing her authority, and a veil, signifying her married status. Hera was often accompanied by Eris, the goddess of the rainbow, the Horae, the triple goddesses representing time, and Charis and Pasithea, the goddesses of beauty and social gatherings. Hera's symbols also included the peacock and the cow, and she was often depicted as a majestic and beautiful woman with a crown. She was also known for her associations with the city of Argos and the worship of a special festival dedicated to her there. People started worshiping Hera in a place called the Peloponnese, but her popularity spread all over Greece as their religion came together. People built temples for her in different cities, and they even loved her in faraway places like Armenia, Babylon, Iran, Assyria, and Egypt. According to legend, Hera, the Queen of the Gods, had quite an eventful start in Greek mythology. She was born as the daughter of Cronus, her father, who promptly swallowed her as soon as she was born. However, Hera's fate took a twist when Cronus later spat her out, tricked by Metis and Zeus. After the battle with the Titans, Hera was entrusted to Oceanus and Tethys to be raised. Some versions of the myth suggest that Hera was also cared for by Themenos of Arcadia, or the goddess of the seasons in Euboea. There's an alternative theory that Hera was not swallowed by Cronus at all. Instead, she may have been kept safe by her mother, Rhea, who had her look after her brother Zeus to protect him from their father's harm. However, this theory is less commonly mentioned in the myths. In Greek mythology, Hera embodies the forces of nature, particularly in her ability to influence the weather. Zeus had promised to share his powers and honors with Hera when he asked for her hand in marriage. As a result, Hera had control over thunder and lightning, which often accompanied her when she traveled. She could also gather and disperse dark clouds, summon winds, and bring forth rain. While the gods respected Hera, she had a somewhat tempestuous relationship with Zeus. They would often engage in heated arguments, especially in the divine councils. When Hera contradicted Zeus, he would become angry, and this anger was sometimes symbolized by thunder in the sky. Zeus would threaten to punish Hera if she continued to oppose him. Consequently, Hera had to learn to keep her emotions in check and remain silent in such situations. There are numerous intriguing tales of Zeus's courtship of Hera. One of the most famous stories revolves around Zeus's relentless pursuit of Hera, even though he was known for his many romantic escapades. After Zeus became the ruler of the gods, Hera decided to hide away on Mount Cuckoo. However, Zeus couldn't stop thinking about his sister, Hera. In one particularly charming incident, it was raining heavily. And during this downpour, Zeus transformed into a humble little bird and sought refuge in Hera's arms. Touched by his vulnerability, Hera showed great compassion. When the rain ceased and the sun emerged, Zeus revealed his true form and pledged to marry her. Eventually, they were united in marriage. Hera and Zeus's union resulted in the birth of several important deities, including Ares, the god of war, Eileithyia, the goddess of childbirth, Hebe, the goddess of youth, and Hephaestus, the god of fire. Hera and Zeus decided to keep their marriage a secret for 300 years before officially declaring their union. They held a grand and luxurious divine wedding ceremony, attended by all the gods from heaven and earth. Even Mother Earth, Gaia, presented Hera with a magnificent gift, a golden apple tree, which she planted in the Garden of Hesperides in the far west. To protect this special tree, a 100-headed dragon named Ladin and the Hesperides sisters were tasked with its guardianship. Among all of Zeus's wives and lovers, Hera was the only one who enjoyed such a prestigious honor and recognition. Their love story, with its twists and turns, is a remarkable part of Greek mythology. After consummating their marriage, Zeus often left Mount Olympus without Hera's knowledge, descending to earth for private meetings with water nymphs. When Hera discovered this secret, she believed that her husband had abandoned her, and her anger flared. She made a determined decision to leave Mount Olympus for good. Learning of Hera's intentions, Zeus devised a plan to salvage their relationship. He spread the word that he was going to marry a nymph with bright eyes to become the new queen of heaven. In reality, the bride he mentioned was a puppet, beautifully dressed and placed in a colorful cart pulled by sturdy oxen, parading through the streets. Hera, upon hearing of Zeus's supposed new bride, couldn't tolerate her husband's disloyalty and shameless actions. She confronted the colorful cart, pulled by oxen, tearing the splendid dress into tatters. When she unveiled the bride, Hera was astonished to discover it was only a puppet. She burst into laughter, forgiving Zeus for his ruse. In a light-hearted mood, they reconciled, and Zeus returned to Hera's side. Hera treasured her marriage deeply and upheld the value of monogamy. She was unwavering in her commitment and never strayed from her husband. On one occasion, Ixion developed feelings for Hera and expressed his affection in private. Hera remained unmoved by his advances and promptly informed Zeus about the situation. Zeus, to verify Hera's account, used a cloud to create a false image of Hera. Ixion encountered the fake Hera and behaved disrespectfully. An infuriated Zeus swiftly condemned Ixion to the underworld, where he would endure harsh punishment for his actions. Hera's commitment to her marriage and her loyalty to Zeus were unwavering, demonstrating her dedication to their relationship. Originally a kind and gentle maiden, Hera's disposition took a sharp turn as she became increasingly suspicious and jealous of her husband Zeus, who had been engaging in affairs with mortal and demi-goddesses without her knowledge. This unfaithful behavior deeply troubled Hera, and she resolved to ensure that Zeus's affections were solely reserved for her. In her pursuit to captivate Zeus's attention, Hera sought the assistance of Aphrodite, the goddess of love. She borrowed a golden belt from Aphrodite, hoping it would enhance her own charm and make her more appealing to Zeus. Hera harbored a deep resentment toward anyone who came close to her husband and wielded her divine power and status to ruthlessly punish not only the women involved, but also their illegitimate children. One notable instance involved Zeus transforming his lover, Io, into a cow to conceal her from Hera's vigilant watch. Hera relentlessly pursued Io and issued orders for a 100-eyed giant named Argus to keep a watchful eye over her, ensuring that Io couldn't escape and Zeus couldn't come to her aid. In response, Zeus dispatched Hermes to eliminate Argus and liberate Io from her bovine form. In recognition of Argus's unwavering loyalty, Hera adorned his many eyes with the vibrant feathers of her sacred bird, the peacock. Hera continued her pursuit of Io's torment by sending a colossal gadfly to plague her. This relentless harassment forced Io to flee from Greece. Hera's actions illustrated her unwavering determination to safeguard her marriage and maintain her position as the queen of the gods, even if it meant taking extreme measures against those who jeopardized her relationship with Zeus. Enraged by her husband Zeus's infidelity, Hera conspired with Athena, Poseidon, and Apollo, all of whom had their own grievances with Zeus. Together, they hatched a plan to overthrow the king of the gods. Seizing an opportunity when Zeus was deep in slumber, they bound him with ropes made from rawhide, rendering him immobile. Zeus, though bound, issued stern threats and demanded their immediate release. However, the conspirators had cleverly placed Zeus's thunderbolt out of his reach and mocked his threats. While they celebrated their victory, they couldn't agree on who should take Zeus's place as ruler of the gods. Suspicion, jealousy, and heated arguments erupted among them, pushing them dangerously close to conflict. Their rebellion seemed on the brink of failure, but Tethys, the goddess of the sea, intervened to quell the discord. Hera, who had been a key figure in the revolt, faced consequences for her actions. Zeus shackled her wrists with golden bracelets and suspended her in the air. The other gods watched, their anger simmering, yet none dared to rescue Hera. In time, Zeus relented, released Hera, and promised the gods that they would not attempt to rebel against him again. He declared Hera as his lawful wedded wife, officially recognizing their marriage, and the discord among the deities came to an end. Hera's role in the rebellion was met with consequences, but Zeus's resolution brought peace and order back to the realm of the gods. In conclusion, Hera, the goddess of marriage in Greek mythology, is a complex and powerful figure among the Olympian gods. As the queen of the gods and the wife of Zeus, she held a central role in the pantheon. Her story is characterized by a mixture of love and jealousy, loyalty and discord. In conclusion, Hera, the goddess of marriage in Greek mythology, is a complex and powerful figure among the Olympian gods. As the queen of the gods and the wife of Zeus, she held a central role in the pantheon. Her story is characterized by a mixture of love and jealousy, loyalty, and discord. Hera's stories are not only marked by her role as a guardian of matrimony, but also by her fierce and regal nature. She was willing to stand up for her rights and her position as the queen of the gods, even when it meant challenging Zeus himself. Overall, Hera's mythology reflects the intricate dynamics of love, power, and marriage in the world of the Greek gods. making her a significant and multifaceted deity in ancient Greek mythology. Hope you guys have a good